Just need to grab the link because I'm going to be sharing it with plenty of people. Obviously, to grab an audience. Just give me a moment. This show is about to start. Okay, so I'm just going to have to... Right here, okay. Okay, okay, I got the link now. So, let me copy and paste it. Let me send some more messages. Yep. Anyways, welcome to the second episode of Liberty Torch. Recorded from my, no, streamed from my humble, non-existent studio in Michigan, the great state of Michigan. Um, there is another second episode, but let's pretend that doesn't exist. I'll publish it someday, or just put the link in the description of this video. But in general, we're not. It's very shitty, very crappy. This time I'm a bit more prepared. I have an idea of what I want to do, though. Whew, I am very, very tired. Tired interacting with some people. Yeah. So basically, we're gonna be reading an article that really, that really shows like the. Basically, there's some news going on. Someone has apparently taken my suggestions to heart. Not the suggestions in the first video. Maybe I said them in the first video. I'm not gonna check a whole hour's worth of footage, but seriously, people. Remember when I said many times on various forums that we should do something about the companies to hire the immigrants? I've repeatedly talked about it. Well, somebody has actually went ahead and done this. Somebody is actually going to persecute the employers. I think, at least. Now, who is going to persecute the employers in favor of the working class? Is it the Labor Party? Do you think it's the Labor Party that's going to do this? Is the Labor Party going to really be the one that pisses off all the major businesses in the UK? Because that's where it's taking place, the United Kingdom and Britain. So yes, is it the Labor Party that did this? That did this ballsy move that pisses off all the businesses in the whole country? Or maybe it's the Liberal Democrats. Maybe the Liberal Democrats became more leftist than New Labor. They decided to make a regulation in favor of the working class, Or, yeah, maybe it's, I don't know, some new party. Maybe a new party came along. And I didn't even know about it. Just magically, overnight, a new left-wing party came in and made a sweeping economic regulation that pissed off the entire business class. If you answered any of these answers to the question, you are completely wrong. The people, the person who managed to piss off the entire business class of Britain is a Tory. It's a member of the Conservative Party. I don't even know what to think about this. The fact that the Conservative Party made a regulation that just shits in the face of free marketeer, free trade sorts. Anyways, let's read the article, because that's where I got it from. An article that I found while browsing the nation state's general forum. Oh god, reading the comments. Okay, anyways, Oh god, someone's having some internet problems. Anyways, the article is from The Guardian. It's Amber Rude faces backlash from businesses over foreign workers. I'm going to post in the description once I'm done with the stream. Just saying, I'm going to post in the description. Senior figures in the business world criticize proposal to force companies to disclose how many foreign workers they employ. So yes, the capitalists are going, "Oy vey, the workers know. The workers are going apeshit now. Now they want to get rid of our scape supply. How dare they? How dare they?" That's a terrible Porky impression, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Wait, the stream is not working? Uh, for a long time. Well, ever since Fracture came into power, just saying rebel absurdity. Uh, I'm talking about the Conservative Party in Britain. It has been pro free market since Fracture came into power. So 30 years is a long time, especially by modern standards. Most people think that something that's 3 years old is old. Now, is that right? I don't think so. So yes. Anyways, let's continue on with the article. I can't. I hope the stream is working. Okay, I hope things are working. Maybe I had an internet fudge up or something. I really don't know. I just did this on the fly because I haven't done anything in months. And last time I tried. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out the format for these videos. So if I fuck up with plenty of times, then by all means, then it will improve as the videos go by. Okay, experience and practice improves your skill in making videos, hands down. Anyways, let's get to the article. Theresa May's government is facing a growing backlash over a proposal to force companies to disclose how many foreign workers they employ, with businesses describing it as divisive and damaging. Yes, we're talking for the YouTube stream chat. Yeah, it looks weird in retrospect, but I like to interact with the stream chat. I thought the Thatcherites were a huge faction of the Conservative Party, especially with the Conservative Party growing increasingly socially liberal until relatively recently. Like David Cameron was very much in line with the typical neoliberal globalist crap. Uh, Even Theresa May. I mean, Theresa May is pretty much in league with this whole crap. It's just that she just has the people's will is being made manifest in Britain. Like a lot of people are pissed off about the whole thing. Okay, yeah, that is true. But this is true for all parties. All parties have no principles in Britain. I mean, let's be serious here. Here. And let's be honest here. Neoliberals have no principles, okay? I mean, one moment they could be complete. I get it. I get it. The parties have no principles. I get it. It is a fact of British politics. None of your choices matter. I mean, the New Labour Party, New Labour, modern conservatives, and liberal Democrats are basically the same shit. Everybody knows that. I just want to read the article just so I can. Okay, so the proposal was revealed by Amber Rude, the Home Secretary at the Conservative Party conference. And the main point was not about the Conservative Party, anyways. I'm mostly going to complain about the so-called left-wing people who are going to complain about this. Okay, that's my main target in this video. I'm not a supporter of the Conservative Party. Just saying, I don't support their party. I'm just saying the reaction of the so-called left-wing people in Britain is what really is just almost downright offensive. Not in the triggering way, but just in the complete disregard of the working class history of the left wing. Just saying. And yes, I have a very nice tricolor flag. I replaced the white with buff and really nice. So yes, the proposal was revealed by Amber Rude, the Home Secretary at the Conservative Party conference on Tuesday, as a key plank of a government drive to reduce net migration and encourage businesses to hire British staff. Now, this exactly was one of the things I was referring to in my past video, I think, where the government was supposed to go after the employers and make them hire American workers. And this approach, I was literally talking about it. Now, I went a little bit farther than just registering the people, because the article is going to talk about how all businesses with foreign workers have to register the fact they're hiring foreign workers and how many foreign workers are being hired. The difference is that I'm actually going to persecute the businesses for doing so. So if they do hire foreign workers, then they'll get a lot of penalties. Yes, I know. It's been dead since 1970. I mean, the sky is blue, people. The sky is blue. But we're going to talk about why the British left is dead. It's kind of like an autopsy, okay? We're going to analyze the dead carcass of the British left in this video. I hope I can do it while I'm really tired. I'm also a little hungry, but yeah, worst time to make a stream when you're a little tired and hungry. So let's go into the autopsy. First, going to read these couple of articles. Just read some articles. Then I'm just going to go completely freestyle afterwards. So, senior figures in the business world warned the plan would be complete anathema to responsible employers. Responsible employers. Yes, employers are definitely responsible people. You know, they're the people that created the whole immigration crisis in the first place. And they're the ones who are undercutting British wages. They're the ones who did all the offshoring. They're the ones who did all the shit that's destroyed the British working class. Of course, employers are responsible people. Very responsible. Very responsible. They clearly know how to run things. They are clearly outstanding, responsible citizens, and not some of the most disgusting betrayers of the whole nation. So, basically, they would damage the UK economy because foreign workers are hired to fill gaps in skills that British staff could not provide. One chief executive of an FTSE 100 company, whose workforce includes thousands of EU citizens who don't pay taxes to Britain, who have done nothing for Britain except for being, good scaves, serving FTSE and replacing, British workers, said it was bizarre. The proposals, which are subject to consultation, have been questioned from within the Conservative Party. Of course, the Thatcherites are cornered in the corners, and the Cameronites, and the people with no principles, they're high in the corners of the party. Just hiding in the corners, just waiting to pounce on. Just the point where the Tories are actually doing better than Labour in some of these policies is just mind-baffling. I'm kind of baffled by that. I guess the Labour Party has really went this low. Anyways, Lord Finkelstein. Lord Finkelstein. 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 Of course, your name has to be that ridiculous. Lord Finkelstein. Firstly, that sounds like a Jewish name. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a Jew. And not to apply the Polak memes, but still, Stein. It's more funny the Finkel part. The Finkel part's the funniest part. Who the hell? Who the hell would be cruel enough to name their family Finkelstein? Finkelstein. That's a cruel name. Oh god, the guy with the swastika. Okay, Lord Finkelstein. The Tory peer told the BBC it was a misstep, while Tory MP Niall Carmichael, chairman of the House of Commons Education Select Committee, said the policy was unsettling. Oh, ooh. Porky is really scared now. Oh my god, I need to find that image. Give me a moment. I need to find that image. Let me add this image. Give me a moment. It's somewhere. I'm gonna search for the images. I'm gonna find Porky. Find the image of Porky going ape shit crazy. He's gonna be all scared and shit. Gotta find the scared Porky image. Oh god, this is generally good news though. I mean, someone actually is enacting these policies. And it's not like a radical or something, it's just someone within the mainstream party. Now, does that mean I support the Conservatives? No, I do not. I don't support any of the major parties in Britain, and I strongly recommend that you don't. Like, even the Labour Party, I mean, even if, Corbyn, yeah, even if Corbyn was, particularly amazing, I mean, Corbyn's basically Sanders, and he is a bit iffy in some areas. But even if he was great and amazing, the rest of the Labour Party is going to eat him alive. He's not going to be able to do anything. He's basically fucked. Corbyn is fucked. And I'm not saying that because I hate him. I'm just saying, like, I really feel sorry for the guy. He's basically going to get creamed by all sides, by every part of the Labour Party. So, and yes, I am still a mutualist. Yes, I am. I'm also a syndicalist. I like to combine a syndicalist system for regulating the cooperatives. So all the cooperatives can be represented through worker syndicates that represent the different worker-owned businesses. I'll talk more about this later on in the video. I just want to read these articles and add pork into the mix. Because last time I spent the whole video debating with someone and nothing productive was done. Just saying, I just want to prevent last time from happening again. Very, I know, a very unprofessional streamer. Okay. So, I found generic Porky, but I'm not finding the meme where he goes completely scared. I swear to God I have it in my pictures folder. Let me just go straight to my pictures. Okay, that's it. I wasn't seeing most of my pictures for some reason. That was weird. So, okay, let's find scared Porky. Okay, I have to do this because this encapsulates the reactions to this law perfectly. Okay, you got super rare Porky. I have a very disorganized pictures folder. I got so many fucking memes. It's not funny. Okay, so I found one meme of him being scared, but that's not the original one. That's just not the OG meme, not the original one. God. Screw it. Screw it. I'm putting this meme up. I'm not going to waste any more of anyone's time. Yes, there it is. There it is. Let me center it up. Here it is in all its glory. This is the reaction. I know it's the CIA, but still. I just had to post him being. I'm not an anarchist, actually. Uh, briefly. Briefly an anarchist? I never was an anarchist. I used to been something of a minarchist back then, but ultimately what really matters is not how much power a government has, but rather who has the power and how decentralized it is. I generally distrust the principle of having a centralized government or having power centralized to one person in general. Everyone should have power in society. And that's my definition of liberty, in fact. So, yes, posted my meme. Let's continue with the article. So, Niall Carmichael, chairman of the House of Commons Education Select Committee, he says, unsettling. And it would drive people, business, and compassion out of British society. It should not be pursued any further. Oh! Oh! What's gonna happen next is gonna be just... Oh God. Oh God, what's gonna happen next is just... Well, I personally believe in the property rights aspect of mutualism. Like, I think that one person should only own as much property as he can work on, and that anything larger should be owned cooperatively by the workers. So I'm a mutualist in the sense of accepting the mutualist ideas of property or possession, property by active use. That's generally principle. Mr. Guy with the swastika for a name. That's what I meant. Okay, so Niall Carmichael is just crying his crocodile tears out. Compassion. Of course, undercutting workers' wages and taking jobs away from British people, obviously compassionate. Obviously, they're in for the compassion and not for the money. Not for the money that is earned by saving, by getting cheap labor. Obviously. It's all about the compassion. Oh, they're bleeding heart capitalists. The capitalists and the rich MPs and the lords. They're just so compassionate for the average British person. Very compassionate people. Boo-hoo. Now this part of the article is just gonna, by this point, like, let's just read it. Jeremy Corbyn. Okay, Jeremy Corbyn, the Labour leader, said the Conservative Party leaders have sunk to a new low this week as they fan the flames of xenophobia and hatred in our communities and try to blame foreigners for their own failures. Of course, the British workers are just their own failures. Unless they're referring to the Conservative Party, I don't know why the Conservative parties are talking about their own failures. What? Like, is it about elections? Because the Conservative parties are winning elections, much more than Labour. So, if anything, Labour is the one failing when it comes to earning votes. The Conservative Party generally is, so what do you mean by their own failures? Anyways, let's keep going. Drawing up lists of foreign workers won't stop unscrupulous employers undercutting wages in Britain. Of course it will. Of course it would stop it. It's simple supply and demand. It's also a simple law, a simple thing that native British people tend to be more unionized than people from abroad. This is a fact. When you get people from countries where they pay like really shitty wages and you get them to Britain, they're more willing to accept shitty deals. That's inevitable. If you get more people into the job market, the supply of labor would increase, and by extension, the price of labor is going to drop. This is inevitable, and the price of labor is the wages of the working class. So yeah, Jeremy Corbyn, they are using foreign workers to undercut employers. Shutting the door to international students won't pay young people's tuition debts. Actually, it would decrease it, because the less competitive British colleges are, the cheaper they're going to be. If there's less students fighting over positions in the university, if there's less people to feed, to give dorms for, to put into classes, the less people there are, the lower tuitions are going to be. I mean, it would make college a bit more affordable. Now, this isn't as dramatic as, say, what would happen to wages, but it still is a thing. And ditching doctors from abroad won't cut NHS waiting lists. I don't know what to say about that. I guess it won't do that, but it won't hurt it either. I mean, instead, I guess it will improve the wages of the doctors in the NHS. I think there was an article about foreign doctors in the NHS, the National Health Service, but I don't have it at the moment, so I'm not going to talk about it with this video. Just saying it's out there. Anyways, Rudd was forced to defend the proposals on Wednesday, insisting that they were not xenophobic and that she had been careful about the language used. Honestly, all this fear about xenophobia is stupid. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being against foreigners entering your country. There's nothing wrong about being against foreigners. There's nothing wrong with that. We have common material interest with other working class citizens. We don't share these interests with foreigners by virtue of the material conditions that they're going through compared to our material conditions. There is a difference in material conditions. Thus, there is a conflict. You can't just simply say, and again, it's also okay to hate all capitalists, by the way. Just saying. Saying the same principle applies. If there's a group of people who's screwing up your living standards, who are screwing up your wages, who are, by condition of the material conditions, being against you and against your very own welfare, then you have every right to oppose this. To say otherwise is to be delusional. The Home Secretary told BBC Radio 4's Today program that some companies were getting away with not training British workers, and we should have a conversation about what skills we want to have here in the UK. Rudd said that forcing companies to reveal their workers' foreign workforce was not something we are definitely going to do, and was part of a wider review of immigration and employment practices. Of course, the Conservative Party, I'm reading this article as I go, and the British Conservative Party is just, there's no principles. They're just doing whatever gets them more votes. I understand that. So they're going to back off if enough of uproar is started by the mainstream media. Just saying, they're going to back off. But a Home Office source said Rudd was not backing away from the proposal, and it would be put out for consultation despite the backlash from businesses. So yeah, so maybe she won't back up, maybe she won't. I don't know. Anna Marshall, the Director General of the British Chambers of Commerce, said that having a global workforce should not be seen as a badge of shame. Wow, we need to have a diverse and global workforce that should not be seen as a badge of shame. How, I mean, why can't we be culturally enriched by these scabs from the third world? How can you be against this? How can you be against diversity and a global workforce? So then Anna Marshall then proceeded to added, most companies do their utmost to train their workers, engage with local schools and colleges, and look for local hires before going to the overseas market, which is often an expensive and bureaucratic step. Oh, I see. So why are all the businesses going crazy about this immigration registration law? Why? Why they're going apeshit? Why are the businesses so apeshit if they prefer to hire local workers anyways? Why are they going apeshit? Why? Is it because they prefer to hire these workers? Is it because that you're basically talking out of your ass? Yeah, shut up, Anna Marshall, Director General of the British Chambers of Commerce. Fuck him. Businesses should not be penalized or questioned for recruiting from overseas when they have specific skills needs. Many will be very concerned. They have their specific circumstances were boiled down to percentages, or used to suggest they're somehow not doing their bit at home. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? They're, you know, British workers are obviously unskilled. They're obviously stupid people. Foreigners are obviously, they have some specific skills needs. Specific. You know what the specific skills needs that they're after? Cheaper labor. Scathing unionized workers. Manufacturers warned that foreign workers should not be regarded as a simple statistic. Ooh. How dare these foreign workers be considered a statistic? Ooh. How dare they? How dare we actually try to find out how many foreign workers that they're hiring, so we can actually verify their claims. Like, how are we going to verify these stupid idiots' claims if we don't know how many foreign workers are going to be working in their company? How are we going to verify this crap? Apparently, we're just supposed to just magically, magically figure it out. We use estimates. Estimates, of course. Tim Thomas, Director of Employment and Skills Policy at the EEF, the manufacturers organization, said the concept of businesses reporting a number of workers who are not UK nationals would be completely anathema to all responsible employers. Oh, we're going back to that term again. Responsible employers. Ironically, at a time when the government says it wants to extend opportunity to all and promote inclusion. Inclusion. Well, excluding most of the British people, native British workers, let's exclude them and include the minorities. And, that would be, inclusive. This proposal will be divisive and damaging to the UK's diverse and multicultural workforces. despite the fact that the vast majority of Britain is, native British people, and that foreigners are a vast minority of the country. I mean, they're still a sizable minority, but still, they're a minority. That's why they're called minorities. And responsible employers are the ones that create all the opportunity. It's not, actually having good economic policy that encourages jobs here. It's not empowering the working class that creates opportunities. It's empowering the rich. The rich will just create opportunities by being diverse and multicultural and shit. Trickle down economics. What helps the rich will help us, right? It worked with Reagan. It definitely worked with Reagan. So yes, diverse and multicultural workforces. My God. The object, it seems, is to shame those employers with a proportion of non-UK workers above some hypothetic and arbitrary level. Workers, whether UK or EU or global, contribute greatly to UK industry and should be welcomed and not regarded as a simple statistic. Of course. Because this is coming from the responsible employers who would fire workers if they just don't keep up with the production, who are underperforming, and who are literally just, looking for workers to use to exploit as much labor power from. Shut up about us objectifying workers. You're the ones who objectify workers every single day. Your existence relies on leeching off the working class. Okay, your existence relies on taking the surplus labor of the working class. So shut the fuck up, responsible employers. Ew. Responsible employers. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Small businesses could be turned into immigration officers by the proposals, the Federation of Small Businesses said. I wonder what these small businesses are. Are they mom and pop shops, or are they businesses that hire up to nearly 100 employees? What are these small businesses? I want to know. Mike Cherry, national chairman of the SFSB, said, fundamentally, the UK has been a global magnet for talent. Oh, talent. And this must be considered by ministers. The ability to hire the right people for the right job is paramount, and we will be championing this in the upcoming consultation. We also do not want to see small business owners turn into immigration officers nor encumbered by new bureaucracy. Of course, the bureaucracy to support all of these migrants is completely ignored. All the strains that it makes in the National Health Service, all the strains that it makes in the welfare system, all the strains it makes on housing, all the strains it makes on all sorts of things. Of course. Because that doesn't matter, but the bureaucracy in having businesses register the number of immigrants, absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. We can't have this. We can't have this in Britain. We can't record the number of scabs swarming our country. We can't have that. It has to be kept under wraps. How dare businesses be publicly accountable to the population? Anyways, the Institute of Directors said businesses should focus on the skills of workers rather than their nationality. Of course, they're hiring all these immigrants for their skills and not for the fact that they're cheaper than British workers, obviously.
Seamus Nevin, head of employment and skills policy at the IOD, said this is a concerning proposal from the government. The notion that employers prefer foreign workers to UK born is wrong. Employers don't discriminate by nationality. All that matters is the talent available.
They're forgetting about the prices of these workers and how much they're willing to bargain for. Also, there is no way to prove whether employers prefer foreign workers or UK-born workers if we can't report how many foreign-born workers are working in certain businesses. How are we supposed to know? And if you don't prefer foreign workers to UK-born, then you should be fine with this law. There is enough labor in the UK. There's a labor surplus. The unemployment rate is a chronic problem. People are underdeployed in the UK. We don't need more people in the UK. If anything, we need less. We need less people. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous. Immigrants are not like-for-like substitutes. They fill skill gaps that cannot be filled domestically. Therefore, it is hard to understand what the government expects this naming and shaming policy will achieve. If you're being shamed for hiring foreign workers, maybe it's because you're screwing over the British working class. Also, you can simply train British workers. I know, revolutionary concept. Bosses in the technology industry warned that these plans could jeopardize the fledgling sector in Britain. Russ Shaw, founder of the Tech London Advocate, said, "This reactionary call to restrict access to global talent goes against everything we are doing to build a global tech hub that rivals Silicon Valley. One out of every 3 UK tech employees was born overseas, and their hard work and commitment has played an essential role in making London the capital of European tech." Of course. If 1 out of every 3 UK tech employees was born overseas, of course, I wonder where he got the statistic from. Anyways, the fact that they're calling this program reactionary, even though this is not going back to the past, I don't think Britain has ever had immigration registration offices. I don't think they ever had that before, so it's not going backwards. And it benefits the working class, so if anything, it's a reformist program. It's not revolutionary, but it's reformist. It's going to benefit the workers in the short term, so I support it. And right when you've been stabbed 50 times, you need to get the Brutus to stab you in the back one more time. One more time. You need to have even Brutus stab you in the back. Of course, the person being stabbed in the back is the British working class. They've been stabbed 50 times already. So we're going to need to have our little Brutus moment, where the person who has been loyal to us this whole time decides to jam the fucking knife right into our back and twist it slowly. A slow twisting of the knife in the most disgusting and brutal way. Hey, and why am I referring to this? Well, because trade union leaders, now it doesn't specify who these trade union leaders are, also criticize the government's anti-immigrant sentiment at the party conference in Birmingham. Okay, the modern day trade unions are basically cucked by the Labour Party, just like how the Democrats have, cucked the labor unions in America into supporting Hillary Clinton. Just saying.
This is a reality that's happening. If you look at the position of the trade union rank and file versus the leaders, it is actually very different. Like there's a huge disconnect between the leaders and the rank and file. I'll be talking about this in another stream. And to end the article, Kamaljeet Jandu. He's clearly one of the immigrants. Kamaljeet Jandu. Kamaljeet. He's literally a fucking camel. He's literally a fucking camel. Brrr. I bet you every day he sings Al Jabal, Al Jabal, Brrr. And yes, that's actual Arabic. It says the camel says, Brrr. So, Kamaljeet said the UK government must not be swept away on a raft of anti-immigrant sentiment while looking for new scapegoats for their economic mistakes. Instead, they must focus on actually improving the lives of working people in this country after Brexit. Even though Brexit actually was an economic boon for the country, and this law will help the working class people for statements I said before. He just asserts it. And of course he says it's their economic mistakes. Of course, it's the mistakes of the British people for, letting businesses go overseas. It's a mistake of the British people for letting immigrants in. Yeah, the immigration is getting rid of immigrants is part of improving the lives of working people. Okay, that's just part of it. Now there is a part 2 to this article. Part 2. I know. I'm just gonna be reading articles all day long, but yes. Part 2 of this article is Amber Rude defends proposal to make firms reveal foreign staff numbers. Home Secretary denies that proposal is xenophobic, adding that plan is just one under several under consideration. The Home Secretary, Amber Rude, has defended proposals to require companies to publish the number of international staff that they employ. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Give me a quick moment. Sorry, I was in the middle of something. I'm gonna finish reading this article, and I'm gonna pause my stream for 30 minutes. Something just went on, so I'm just gonna finish reading this article really quickly. Then I'm gonna take a 30-minute break. I'm gonna go grab something to eat and something to drink because I am really thirsty and hungry right now. Phew. Anyway, so the Home Secretary Amber Rude has defended proposals to require companies to publish the number of international staff they employ. The proposal has been criticized by several high-profile business leaders, including the British Chambers of Commerce. There's, of course, Porky's all scared and shit. Rude, who has set out a consultation paper on how to encourage businesses to hire business staff, denied the lists were intended as a badge of shame. We should be able to. Badge of shame. Well, that's really sad.
And I really, really wish it was a badge of shame. I want to shame these frickin' employers. They need to be persecuted for the crimes that they're doing. So yeah, anyways, we should be able to have a conversation about immigration. We shouldn't be able to have a conversation about what skills we want to have in the UK and what we need to get out of the UK in order to get them to boost our economy. And I don't think we should have a situation where we can't talk about it. Very PC way of saying it. She told BBC Radio 4's Today program. Rude denied that the request was xenophobic, saying that she had been careful in her conference speech on Tuesday not to fall into that trap. British businesses have a responsibility to local employment. We ask them to join us on this journey so they don't automatically go abroad, she said. The scheme was one of several under consideration, and that's something we're definitely going to do, Rude admitted. So, she may or may not do this. You know, just the very fact that it's a possibility scares the capitalist class to their knees. The fact that there's a law, like even one law that is against their interests being made, makes them go ape shit. They go, xenophobe, racist, you're racist, racist. We talk sometimes about low levels of unemployment, but still 10, 18 to 12, 1 in 10, 18 to 24-year-olds are unemployed, and I want businesses to look first and locally train people where possible. Of course, with this high unemployment rate, obviously we are having a labor undersupply, if anything. Of course. I'm being sarcastic here. We have an oversupply of labor. Anna Marshall, of course that name. Yeah, it's a repeat. Anna Marshall bitches about it. We got Carolyn Fairbairn, CBI, almost like, I don't know, sounds like FBI and CIA, combined together. I know that's not the actual thing about this organization, but still, it's a joke. It's a pun. Whatever. Warned that the proposals risk sending the wrong message to companies already nervous about the risk of Brexit. She said, this idea that it is going to be a shameful thing to have people from overseas working in our companies. I think it's absolutely the wrong thing. We're not that kind of company. Well, it should be a shameful thing because you're screwing up the working class, you assholes. You're taking away people's jobs. God, it should be a mark of shame. We have been a magnet for talent for many years. We should be proud of our ability to attract the best. They mean the cheapest. And this approach, that approaches to be around shaming companies for doing that, is one that our members are very, very concerned about. Of course, Porky is like fucking pissing in his pants over this. Porky is pissing his pants. He's like going, oh no, the workers, no. Sorry if I'm rushing this. I really have to get this done. I have to go eat. Tim Farron, the leader of the Liberal Democrats, said the proposal was a nasty little policy that deserves to be thrown out in the rubbish heap. How dare they? How dare they? I'm going to say it like that humongous video. How dare they? How dare they try to record how many escapes are crossing the fucking border? How dare they? How dare they, these racist, xenophobic, white trash, British scumbags? How dare they? I hope they all die and get culturally enriched with our vast armies of Muslim immigrants. Again, so they can be good workers and actually work for shitty wages. How dare they question this? This threatens to further stoke the resentment that has seen increases in hate crime across our country. Oh, boo-hoo. People are actually not liking the immigration thing. Boo-hoo. The immigration has actually been divisive instead of unifying.
Immigration is dividing people. It's causing these hate crimes. You want less hate crimes, have less immigration. The problem wouldn't exist. And he adds, his party would stand proud in our belief that immigration benefits our culture, our economy, and our communities. Of course, so having a bunch of people who believe in genital mutilation, who think that women are pieces of shit, generally are complete fucking assholes, are generally a drain in the British welfare state, and generally, decrease the wages of British workers and take their jobs away, and they increase unemployment, and generally cause a lot of problems in communities with crime, social isolation, division, destroying entire cities, rising up the prices of housing. Of course, immigration is beneficial. It is amazing. It is like the second coming of Jesus Christ upon the planet Earth. Oh God, I love immigration. Let the cultural enrichment flow through my veins. Fuck you. Fuck the liberal Democrats. Tim Farron can go suck a dick. Where these benefits aren't felt. It's the failure of governments, local and national, and not the migrants. It's both. The governments, local and national, failed because instead of having no migrants and whatever immigrants that do come here, we force assimilate the shit out of them. We instead put tons of migrants, encourage companies to do it, right? Destroy the unions that can stop this, co-opt the unions so they can support this, tell the immigrants to embrace their savage, barbaric cultures, and then proceed to just let them loose in the street, let them do whatever they want, and if any British person stands up to them, they're called a racist. Of course. So yeah, there is some truth to this. The governments did fail. They failed because they let the immigrants come in, they didn't assimilate them, they let too many come in, they destroyed the unions that could have protected British workers from this, and yeah, they just generally destroyed everything. So yeah, I do blame the governments. The governments are the ones that brought the migrants here. And I blame the corporations as well. The businesses are at fault too. All the employers, the capitalist class, they're at fault. And the only way to achieve justice is to eliminate both of these entities. For government, we should make a new one. I mean, I'm not saying we should have no government, just saying we need a new government. Especially in Britain, like, why don't you kill off the stupid monarchy already? I mean, seriously, people. I have to talk about this when I'm done with my 30-minute break. I'll talk about destroying the British monarchy. Migration was a key theme of Rudd's conference speech on Wednesday, as he announced sweeping new restrictions on overseas students, including two-tier visa rules, depending on the quality of the university or institution, as well as a 440 million British pound controlling migration fund. So, yeah, generally, reformist, half-assed shit. Plans to cut the number of international students were attacked by universities. By Universities UK and the Universities and Colleges Union, who said students were net contributors to the UK. Of course, the universities are at the forefront of all this bullshit. Again, a topic for later. Rudd said politicians need to talk about the subject sensibly. Sometimes a politician gets up and talks about British values, and what we think that means, and we can be knocked down quite harshly. But I don't think we should be. We should have discussion about these things. Because the irony is, if you don't discuss about them, people like me, dangerous radicals who are viciously xenophobic and classist against the bourgeoisie and who are just generally vicious, we're going to be the ones that take up all these formerly moderate supporters of these moderate policies
and we're gonna go ape shit. They're gonna go ape shit, and they're gonna cause a lot of trouble for you people. Did you not learn from the Social Democrats? I mean, I'm giving you advice how to, get me to fail. If you act reformist, all the support that people like me are gonna have, they're gonna be gone. Random dong from Screaming Frog. Nice job, nice job. Praise Keck, praise Keck. And to end this article, I think we should be able to talk about British values and about immigration without people saying, oh, you're just being like the crazed other party. Anyways, people, I'm going to be gone for 30 minutes and I'll be right back. So, yes. I hope you have a nice 30 minutes. See you.